We got Golurk into Nidoqueen here. This is very solid. And the opponent brings in a Pawniard. Oh my goodness. So a lot of people apparently are very weak in the lead and in the back to Golurk. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Ox here with another video. If you're new to the channel, we do upload Pokemon Go content mostly related to PvP, and if you're a returning subscriber like Gary Cook, thank you for the support. In today's video, we are shoutcasting some battles in the Halloween Cup. These battles were submitted to the channel by LokoSui, who has reached legend rank already this season. So a big shout out to you, and a shout out to everybody who has reached legend rank already this season. Definitely an impressive accomplishment. Your boy is out here stuck in the trenches, bouncing up and down between 2700 to the 2900s. I have stopped stressing over legend rank this season, and I'm just playing the Pokemon I want to use. And honestly, it feels really nice to go 0-5 in a set and just think, meh, who cares? It's just a game, no stress, and just work towards legend without having to really worry about the outcome of each set. You know, if I have a bad day, it is what it is. There's always tomorrow. The season is still young, so I'm not too worried. And I think that is a good mindset to have for anyone who is struggling right now. Still a lot of time to go. Don't sweat it. You will get there. The team being featured in today's video consists of a Golurk lead, which is very spicy, I would say. Shadow Tyranitar and Alolan Grimer in the back. I would recommend proceeding with caution if you are using a team like this, but it does look like a lot of fun. And Golurk in particular has a lot of really good anti-meta matchups, so I'm very interested in seeing how it performs in these battles. If you guys enjoy this type of content, please consider leaving a like. It really helps the channel grow. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. And without any further ado, let's jump into the first battle right now. Alright, so let's jump into these battles. We got a banger right off the bat. This is a very talented trainer we are going up against here in battle number 1. Golurk into a Dragalge. This is a pretty neutral matchup. Golurk should be able to win in the 2 shields just because of how much that mud slap damage is doing. As you can see, definitely has to respect the Aqua Tail right here doing super effective damage. The opponent swaps out into an Alolan Marowak, which is a very interesting switch here, taking super effective damage not only from the mud slap but also these shadow punches. Also has Tyranitar in the back, so it looks like they're going for both shields here and then likely swap out into Tyranitar, but Tyranitar does have to watch out as well for the bone clubs from the Alolan Marowak, because again, it is a shadow, it's very glassy, and Bone Club does a lot, so you can make the argument that maybe swapping out there would make more sense, banking that energy on the Golurk, but we're gonna see how this plays out. Bone Club comes through, is going to shield at, commit to the farm. Now both players are shields down at this point. Dragalge comes back in. Tyranitar able to get to the crunch. Things are looking very good. Is there something weak to Alolan Grimer in the back? We're about to find out. Shadow Mawile come in, going to farm down. The Golurk comes in, dealing heavy damage, but this is going to give the Mawile free farm, and the Grimer coming in. Is it going to be an Iron Head coming from this Mawile? Is the Grimer going to be able to survive this move right here? Goes for the play rough, and it basically takes out the Grimer. What in the world? They lose the game. They lose the game with Golurk pretty much hard countering the safe switch there, and a pretty good matchup in the lead. Shadow Mawile is a force. I am almost speechless at this point. That was an insane battle. We hop into the next one. Golurk. Opponent swaps out into Mandibuzz, and we get met by Shadow Tyranitar here. So a very dominant position to be in here. Foul play comes through. You can see Tyranitar, although it is very glassy, as we just saw in the previous battle, does take that move very well from Mandibuzz. Going for the crunch right here. Opponent lets that go through, and actually able to farm down before the Mandibuzz gets to another move, which is very nice. The Scizor are going to come back in here, and that means, oh no, can't get to the crunch. That's a little bit unfortunate. So Scizor load on energy here. Definitely have to respect the Night Slash at this point, coming from a Shadow Scizor, and it's an Azumarill in the back. You love to see it. Going for the Shadow Punch right here, and no shield from the Azumarill, but the Grimer comes in. Very dominant position to be in. I mean, could get hit by another play rough. We saw what the Mawile's play rough did. Is the Azumarill going to do the same thing right here? That is nowhere near as much damage. Still hits very hard, but definitely not as much damage. At this point, you can pretty much just go for crunch here. So going to go for the crunch. At this point, the Azumarill is low enough. Does shield up, which is interesting. So now the Grimer will get off a second move here. And the Azumarill is going to go down. Comes back in with the Scizor, going to farm this Grimer all the way down. And at this point, the Golurk should be able to win this. Sneaks in the extra Mud Slap. So if this Scizor is at 2 moves, it's actually going to lose this game because that Mud Slap sneaked through right there. Going to take the game. And onto the winning side, 1-1, heading into match number 3. So let's see what the next match is going to bring us right here. Very spicy team. Hits very hard, as you can see, and definitely a risky team to use. But we got Golurk into Nidoqueen here. This is very, very solid. And the opponent brings in a Pawniard. Oh my goodness. So a lot of people apparently are very weak in the lead and in the back to Golurk, as we are seeing in these battles. Nice Slash comes through, is going to get to the shield, but the Golurk able to farm down, absolutely loaded on energy at this point. Opponent comes in with a Zweilous, so a double dark team, and going for the Dynamic Punch. Does not have Earth Power here. Dynamic Punch coming through, gets this shield and swaps back out into the Tyranitar. So this game is basically over at this point. But let's see how this plays out. Body Slam coming through, not very effective, but still does a lot of damage. Tyranitar able to get to this crunch, which is very nice. And the opponent is going to shield, actually. So the defense drops as well. So that means Grimer could actually come in here, to be honest, and farm down with the Poison Jab, because the defense was dropped, so it should be pretty easy here. Body Slam coming through. Opponent swaps out into the Nidoqueen and is switch locked for a little bit longer. So going to throw the crunch here before swapping out into the Golurk. Here it comes. Should be able to get to this Shadow Punch, and I believe in this range it should be enough to take out the Nidoqueen and basically win this game. 1 Mud Slap, okay, maybe 2 Mud Slaps, takes out this Zweilous, takes that game 2-1. A nice bounce back from that rough loss in match number 1. Hopping into the next battle, and we are going to be seeing Golurk leading the charge into a Bisharp. Okay, so we saw in our last one, we got the Bape drop coming through. My man is swagging out with the Bape. Hope you got something good. Azumarill comes in, Grimer swapping in, and we are going to just, well, we're gonna lag apparently. Esport ready, go battle lag right here at its finest. Gonna take this Ice Beam, play rough. It is an Ice Beam. Could have been a Hydro Pump, who knows at this point with the lag. Going for the Sludge Bomb here, definitely going to be enough to take out the Azumarill. They let it go through. Coming back in with the Bisharp and going for the Crunch here. Hoping to get the defense drop for sure. At which point those Mud Slaps would absolutely destroy this thing. Bisharp can't really farm down here, so it's going to be forced to throw energy at some point. Very nice timing there to get the CMP tie on the Crunch. Dark Pulse takes out the Grimer. Golurk comes back in. Golbat in the back. And Tyranitar. This is some nice, tasty dinner for the Tyranitar right here. Going to feast on the Golbat. Poison Fang, no shield. Defense drops. Not going to be able to farm down before another Poison Fang comes through. And again, going to no shield flex right here. Knows it could take this damage from the Golbat. And at this point, the game is basically over. Bisharp here. Gonna go down to this Crunch if they no shield. They decide to shield, so they still have hope that the Bisharp could pull this game out. Not even sure what that fast move is, but it looks like a simultaneous KO right there. 2 shield flex takes that game. 3 wins in a row, heading into the final battle of the video. Can they pull out the 4-1 and climb above 3,100, I would imagine, at this point. 30-65 at the time of these battles. Golurk and Umbreon, finally a very rough lead here. Swaps out into the Tyranitar. You can see these smackdowns are really chunking away at the Umbreon. But Foul Play does still do a decent amount of damage here in return. Actually goes for the Last Resort right there. Not sure if that does more damage than Foul Play, to be honest. I'd imagine probably about the same, but the Stone Edge coming through here on the Grimer gets the shield. And going to get to this Crunch, looks like the Grimer's coming to a farm. Now this is likely going to get a second shield from the Grimer if they suspect a Stone Edge, which they do. And the defense drops as well. Oh no. But Golurk here doesn't have a great matchup. Definitely has to respect these Crunches here. The Grimer is low on energy as well. So let's see how this plays out. Crunch gets the shield and a second one back to back. So now we're going shields down at this point. The Golurk going to look to farm down completely. And let's see if the Umbreon comes back in. Don't think they could outpace to the Dynamic Punch right here. Swaps out into the Grimer. A beautiful catch there. That is a game-winning catch. Foul Play onto the Grimer. Resisted damage, as you could see. The opponents, not sure if they're still switch locked in this match. They may very well be, or they're just very afraid of this Grimer in the back. Last Resort comes through. The opponent is staying in right here, going for the Sludge Bomb. Is this enough to take out the Umbreon from this range? Yes, it is. Umbreon goes down. It's a Drifblim in the back, so these crunches are going to hurt. Drifblim is a bit of a threat to that Golurk with both Icy Wind and Shadow Ball. The defense dropped, gets to the crunch. The Drifblim looked like it was going for the complete farm down, hoping to get to 2 moves. Taking it out right there, takes this game. A nice bounce back to pull off a 4-1 set in these battles. Very well played. Thank you so much for the submission. So those were the battles in the Halloween Cup submitted to the channel by LokoSui. Once again, a big shout out to you. Thank you so much for the submission. I would have a really hard time recommending this team. Definitely a spicy one with Golurk in the lead, Shadow Tyranitar, and a 100% IV Alolan Grimer. If anything, this video showed me the power of Golurk in this meta. Definitely is a solid anti-meta option, and I would recommend building one if you have it available to you. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like, commenting, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.